yeah.
Alrighty. You doing okay over there?
The way that you just looked at me.
You know, that's funny, because when I met you, anytime anyone coughed or sneezed, it was like that.
It was like that.
It was like that. And then remember when that motherfucker sneezed? And then we all had to go to the fast track?
We all went to the fast track. We thanked the fast track in our first liner notes for our first record.
Did we have to pay out of pocket for those tests?
Yeah, I think we did.
Was it like $100 a piece?
It was not cheap, and it was because it was the rapid test. Because back in those days,
You could mail it off.
yeah, I think maybe the free one was you had to mail it off, but we needed answers, and we
needed answers. And then it extended my winter break by 2 weeks.
Oh, that's pretty good, actually.
I was supposed to go back to work like the 4th or whatever it usually is, and then I was off work until Martin Luther King Day.
So,
And then I had to go back to work on my birthday. It was my first day because my birthday is January 14th.
Yeah.
So I had an extra 2 weeks of Christmas vacation, but then the night before my birthday, they were like, yeah, tomorrow's actually the day you were supposed to come back. I thought the guy had told me on the phone it wasn't until after Martin Luther King Day.
That's rough.
Anyway, welcome back to Jacob V Weekly. I'm here with patron saint of the show and founder of Blinded by Stereo, Matt Riddler.
Yeah.
And we have a lot going on together this week. We have a new EP that'll be available on vinyl. We had a new single drop that's off that forthcoming EP. We have new t-shirts dropping on Friday at our big release show at the Duck Room, the legendary Blueberry Hill Duck Room, where one of my local heroes, Chuck Berry, used to watch women pee, which I'm not for.
No, just to be clear.
We want to start like we do every week by reminding you to check out Caddyshack of Hamel, Illinois. Save a life for 9. CATTYSHACKIL.org. You can find us at JACOBVI.com. That's JacobV.com. The only way to support this show financially, like Matt does, is patreon.com/JacobV. So, you know, you've been on the show a couple of times. But never by yourself.
No, this is the first time, and I was kind of worried that maybe this was like some
But I
sort
feel
of
like we have plenty to talk about because we've never talked about maybe the stuff you would typically talk about when you talk about a band.
Okay.
Because we've mostly talked about me being conceived to Whitesnake. And,
We did.
And
talk
we've
about
talked
that.
about, you know, whatever the shenanigans were with the podcast that week, especially when Colin was here with you at least that one time. That's been twice, I think.
Yeah.
But
We talked a lot about movies on the last.
Yeah,
few.
we talked about one of my best performing clips ever is you and me and Colin talking about the guy that died from Happy Gilmore.
Oh yeah. Carl Weathers.
Carl Weathers. That's
Yeah.
one of my most successful clips across all platforms, and we don't even really say much about Carl Weathers.
No,
we kind of all just take turns doing one of his famous lines.
I believe that's the case. Yes.
R.I.P. to Carl Weathers. A lot of great D'Angelo yesterday.
Oh boy.
Now, did D'Angelo affect you at all? You were older than me. You would have been more contemporary when that song came out.
So I was talking to my wife last night about it, and she was like,
About D'Angelo?
"Oh yes, of course, about D'Angelo." And I said, I wasn't as big of a fan, but Cassandra mentioned his physique.
Well, that was the
More
big
than
thing.
one time.
His most successful song is not only one of his best songs, but it's also certainly his best video, and it's mostly slow motion, zooming out on like his naked body.
Ah, yes,
And
that's
you never
right.
like see full dong or whatever, but you see he has the perfect physique like Usher talks about, where you see the
The V.
cut in his pelvis
Yeah.
from where his abdomen separates from his pelvis.
Yeah.
And he didn't look like that later in life,
Okay.
but he was a young guy. He was only 51.
51 with
That's
cancer?
right around the corner for you.
Ugh, don't remind me. I mean, time gets us all, Jake. Just so you
I know. I was the young guy for a long time. I ran with older dudes for a long time. Like once I hit college especially, and then thereafter.
Yeah.
A lot of my friends, when I was 20, 22, 25, they were all 35.
Yeah, so-
and now I'm coming up on 35.
That's right. You got to find some young friends, my man.
Well, and that's part of some of the things I do when I'm not with you is younger people.
Some of the things I do when I'm not with you is hang out with people that are younger.
Yeah.
That's pretty
That's
good.
happened.
Yeah.
I mean, but I've also, aged out of a lot of that stuff. I miss out on, the No Antics guys are all younger than me. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But I'm not a young man. So I'm not, in a van for multiple days playing rock and roll,
You're also
living on the edge.
You're also a Faja.
Right. That's the heart. That's
so, yeah,
the
you
only real difference.
You got someone that depends on
and
you.
if I wasn't married, I'd still be living with my mother. So I'd probably be touring every weekend.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
But
life that
God
would
is
be.
good. So on Friday, we're going to put this out tonight immediately publicly for the sake of letting everyone know ahead of time about Friday. But for the show, so we're releasing. I guess it's an EP. It's a
Yeah.
collection of songs. Is it 4 songs?
4 songs.
It's 4 songs, some of which you may have heard before, some of which you may not have heard before, all of which sound really, really good. We recorded these a couple of summers ago at Native,
Native sound. Yep.
and just amazed with, I don't know how to describe it. Just it's almost like if you were to compare it to video, it's like high definition, right?
Yeah.
Compared to standard definition or standard resolution or whatever, that when you hear stuff that you're used to hearing, but in a properly mixed and mastered environment, and then it's done lovingly by an Emmy-winning professional. Emmy,
yeah.
yeah, he's got at least an Emmy.
At least an Emmy. He's
Keep
working
an eye on
that
him.
EGOT,
He'll have
though.
something else. I won some free recording time from him before I met you, but before COVID, and then
yeah.
COVID happened. Like, actually, somebody had to drop off that show because they were sick with something mysterious, and it was like February of that
okay.
year.
Oh, yeah.
And so I never got to redeem it because it was years before it would have been good to redeem.
Yeah, it's all right. You got your shot at it in the stewed. It's a pretty nice studio, and to your point, like I think that the sound on these 4 songs is a big leap forward from what we've done in the past. I think we learned a lot in that first recording session.
I also love how those sound.
Yeah, me too.
That board
Yeah, oh,
for
yeah.
that first record was owned by,
Yes,
what's his name?
yes. You had it,
Valco,
Valco.
who did Rock Me Amadeus,
Rock Me
on that
Amadeus.
same board.
Yes.
That we did our hit record tape,
Yes,
which is an acronym
it is an acronym.
for thin,
And
poorly executed.
yes,
And same board. So if you ever listen to Rock Me Amadeus and you think that sounds like Forever in a Day, there's a reason.
that's exactly what I think.
There's
every time I
exactly
hear
when
it.
I hear it, I can't unhear it. It's actually a curse. I wish we had never done it.
No,
And,
but I do think it sounds good. I think that first record sounds really good, and I'm really
I
proud
think
of
it's
it, but-
also so beneficial just that they were 2 separate places.
Yeah, I agree.
So, because I had a very positive experience recording the first record. I never wanted for space or resources or whatever, but just getting to hear the 2 different perspectives.
Yeah.
And the environments. I mean, the drums are a big part of it. That's the thing you're going to really notice.
Yeah.
But also the professional touch the different engineers put into it is also such a noticeable thing.
Yeah, I agree. And, I thought Jason did an awesome job at Sawhorse in the first record. But when we were mixing, I think he was trying to mix it and find some breathing room, right? Because it was just a lot of straight through guitar, straight through bass, and
Yeah.
not a lot of dynamics built into the actual songs themselves. And so we learned from that, and I think that in this new one, you'll hear it's still a rock record, but you'll hear some areas where we intentionally put in some space to try and break things up.
Yeah.
And give it some
Develop those dynamics.
Yeah, give it some,
And I think that's
interest.
true of any band. You notice the dynamics become more nuanced as their catalog progresses.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean? Because the thing that you fall in love with about a certain arrangement of instruments or musicians is great, and it could be great kind of the same way for an hour.
Yeah.
And it's really when you get into, you approach 2 hours of original content that you're like, okay, well, how about a ballad?
Well, yeah. Well, I'll say this. One of the things that's a big difference between the first record and this EP is Colin joining the band and adding his flavor. And I think
That's the thing. Fans of Jacob V Weekly know Colin.
Yeah. Colin
Fans
McCabe.
of Blinded by Stereo now know Colin.
Yeah.
But if people saw Blinded by Stereo at our first couple of shows and then they saw us now, they'd be like, hey, who's that other guy?
Yeah. Well, we've kind of reminisced a little bit about COVID. Well, we began the band in October of 2019, and we're planning on playing, I think, our first gig in like April or something like that.
But then
COVID happened, so
I wasn't in the band then.
Right. So instead of doing that,
Who was in the band when you booked that show?
It was just the original lineup. So me and Tyler, and we were 3-piece, and Eric.
There wasn't a fourth guy committed.
No, we had auditioned a fourth guy, and it didn't work out.
That's right. It was
He
only
was-
one fourth guy.
There was one fourth guy.
It was 1/4 of a man, and that's why he didn't make it.
Quarter of a
He
man.
didn't make the cut.
Yeah, he's a nice enough guy, just didn't really have the
He
chops.
was missing about 75% of personality and talent,
Yeah, I think that's
and
probably true.
gear probably.
Not a lot of gear either. Yeah.
That's the thing. I mean,
But actually, when you showed up, it was like a complete revelation. And,
but that wasn't that soon. It was the summer.
It was the summer, so it's just a couple
August,
months.
I think.
Yeah, but we were working on the. So we did 5 songs initially on the record, the first record, and then
Because we couldn't gig.
right, and then we were like, well, this is pretty good, and we got 5 more. Let's go back, and by that point, you were jamming with us, and you came in and laid down your special touch on all the songs.
Talk
and it
to me
really
about
turned out
that.
something.
Talk to me about me coming over there the first time.
It was a magical experience. What's interesting too is I'm talking about Colin adding a lot of depth to the record. I think that the stuff that you're doing on the new record especially is game changing as well, right? Like so the Moog and the synth that you're doing is obviously really cool, and it harkens back to a lot of the bands that I like
Yeah.
Weezer and the Rentals and stuff like that.
Oh, that's right. I didn't play any guitar on tape.
No, not at all.
That's right.
Yeah.
Cool, because I went on to play so much guitar live
Yeah.
before we added Colin.
Right.
And then I've kind of gotten to pick and choose when to play guitar. And
Yeah.
sometimes I wish I could play both at the exact same time the whole time.
If anybody could, I think you could.
I do some back and forth.
Yeah.
I've gotten lazy and decadent. I've become decadent in my old age. And it's all my fault.
Yeah, I mean, the 3-piece thing was fun. I thought we were, all the kind of raw
God,
stuff
doesn't
was
that
there.
sound naked though?
It does, though.
When you think about it.
And we had always wanted to add keys, and so when you came along, it was a perfect fit, and obviously we all got along really well. And similarly with Colin, when he showed up and had a just his first of all his approach to what he adds to the songs is good because
it doesn't change anything about what you play
Right.
in your original composition. Like the parts that you did, rhythmically on the guitar, and then also the lead parts, you get to do those with the integrity that you always wanted them to have.
Right.
And he finds things to add with his guitar to fill in the gaps.
Yeah, or just add texture or whatever he's
Right,
doing.
and sometimes he'll do like the same chord but harmonized in a different place on the neck or
Yep.
something, just to kind of so it's
it adds a lot to the overall sound. I
and
think
it's exciting because you're not compromising at all with what
Right.
you want to do.
Yeah.
Because you're a bass player originally.
Yeah, not. I mean, originally I was a guitar player, but then I played bass for a long, long time.
Why?
It happened because I was in a band and I was the third worst guitar player
Yeah.
and the only one that owned a bass. So
Yeah.
I wasn't really much of a guy who wanted to improv a lot of solos, and I was really more of a rhythm player and a backup singer, and so it just ended up
And there
being-
needed to be a bass.
Yeah, so it just I was playing guitar, and the best guitar player in the band was playing bass, and that really was a glaring oversight for all of us. So
You all said, "Hey, listen."
he was borrowing a bass, and I owned one that was collecting dust, and so it just really seemed like the right thing to do. And at first, I didn't really like it. I think a lot of guitar players have that kind of experience where you kind of you almost feel like you got relegated to bass, or it wasn't really your decision, but. I really loved being a bass player. It's a lot of fun. You can kind of explore a lot of rhythmic possibilities, and play, different notes in the chord to kind of give it some flavor. And, I enjoyed it quite a bit. But the problem with being a bass player, unless you're in a band where bass is kind of the lead, when the lead singer decides to pack it up or whatever, you're just kind of left with nothing.
That's the thing. I've gotten so sick of. I've gotten so sick of really quality material being kind of sacrificed for relationships breaking down.
Yeah,
it's always the most frustrating thing, and so and Lucius and I have that problem. I mean, we had a record we did before they moved away for a long time, and then they're back. And so it's like, well, we got to I think I'm going to remaster that whole thing.
Is that, what band is that?
So we started a 2-piece called Too Deep.
Too Deep.
Which I think I'm going to change on all the platforms to Too Deep STL, because there's a rapper called Too Deep. And he's not getting my royalties for my songs, but he's getting all of my search credit. So, but we did a record. It was kind of multifaceted. We wanted to do this thing here in town where you impersonate another band, and we wanted to do the White Stripes because we both love them so much. But we needed to be a legitimate enough band to qualify for the event. And so I said, well, listen, I've been writing these songs, and I've been trying to, record them and whatnot at my house. Let's just throw a record together. And we did a couple of shows. And then did that event 2 years in a row.
Oh, okay. As the White Stripes?
No, the second year we did Madonna, because they added like a decades theme to each evening.
Okay.
And we had a friend who's a singer that we had played with that does a great Madonna.
Nice.
So it was sort of like the sound of the 2 Deep record, a lot of like the Pog octave thing on my guitar, and then Lucius's drums, but then very true to the Madonna vocal.
Right. Yeah.
So the reason I was saying all that is what? You were saying.
Oh, you were going to back on me?
So then, and it wasn't because Lucius and I had a falling out of any kind. It was literally that Lucius had moved across the country, and then, we had other things going on, and with no idea when they might be back. So it's one of those things that playing in bands, especially if you're playing just a specific instrument and you're not in charge of any of the intellectual property,
right,
it could be really disheartening when things fall apart and it has nothing to do with you, and then you're kind of stuck without something to do.
Yeah,
because you can't book a gig without a lead singer,
right?
Or you can't just hire somebody to sing songs that somebody else wrote if that person's mad at you.
Yeah, and that's kind of the basis for why I started writing the tunes for this project.
It's like, I got to do my own thing so I can I can see something all the way through.
Yeah, and I'd moved here and didn't know anybody, and so I had plenty of time to write songs. So that was helpful. But the other part of it is I moved here for work, and I love my job and my coworkers, but it was like I need to have my own identity, and music is that identity. And so it also happens to be a really great way to meet people of like mind. So that's kind of how it all originated. It's just looking for other people to jam with, and you need something to play, and I had some songs,
I always said that too, that I was in a band for a long time that I love, that a lot of them had kids, and we did it every Thursday night for years, and played maybe a dozen gigs ever. But I was like, it beats the shit out of playing golf.
Yeah.
At this point, it's cheaper. If we were playing golf that consistently, that's thousands of dollars in golf.
True. That's true.
Not to mention all the golf equipment. And I don't skimp on shit. If I went out and bought golf clubs tomorrow, I'm going to do the fucking 18 pay on clubs I do not need.
That's right.
They're going to be custom measured. They're going to have rare precious earth metals and shit.
That's right. Engravings.
And they're going to, I'm going to have my signature on all of them. And
that's right.
I'm going to use them once and then get mad.
Yeah. And golf is a hard game to play. It's not a lot of...
that doesn't make any sense to me. You're telling me all these people are out there doing that exact game? It's hard.
Yeah, it is hard. But there's also drinking. So that's kind of a nice feature of the game for a guy like me who likes to drink.
But that's even a better argument for it should be an easier game.
Yeah.
Golf should be easier. But what I like about golf is I played on country club patios a couple times with the cover band I was in.
Okay, yeah.
Before we had the baby. I love them. I hope to do that again someday. It's just that's when I was doing that. I do like the culture of it. I love being on a property like a golf course.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. I love the food menu. It's like elevated bar food.
It is elevated bar food.
If I was still boozing, I'd really get in trouble in a place like that.
Yeah.
I'd have to have my own little shed they could put my body in whenever I passed out.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm really cut out for country club life, but it's a little stuffy.
No,
but,
you're a little too modest.
But I like to get out there.
I'd have gold rings on.
I'm kind of wondering now that you say that why you don't currently.
Have gold rings on?
Yeah.
'Cause I don't belong to a country club.
I know, but I just feel like it would.
In the neighborhoods I hang out in, I would get stabbed if it was real gold. I can't wear real gold to Friday night to our show at the Blueberry Hill Duck Room. Chuck Berry's ghost will mug me if I wear real gold.
I bet you Chuck Berry would have worn real.
Chuck
gold.
Berry wore real gold when I saw him there.
Yeah.
I was front row,
I saw
seated.
Chuck Berry's son play a couple weeks ago.
He was playing with him when I saw him.
Yeah.
And then his son is also doing his own thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I think it was Chuck Berry's son. I'm assuming that's who it was.
Well,
Maybe
it
it
could
was
be his
Chuck Berry's
grandson.
grandson.
How old did he look? Younger than you or older than you?
I think he was older than me. But
The one that's older than you is his son.
Yeah. Okay.
And he's great.
Yeah, he was.
Did he
good.
play a Firebird?
No, he played a ES335.
Oh, he probably does that now.
Yeah.
Because his dad always played. But when he played with his dad has 335 and he had a Firebird.
Yeah.
And at one point they just swapped.
I could be mistaken. It could have been his grandson. I just didn't really get the whole scoop. I kind of wish I had it now, but
No, I'll give you the scoop.
but it was good. He played pretty well. It was cool. We went to this pre-show for I think it was like a charity thing, but it was prior to Evolution Fest, and it was His Lordship was the band, and they kind of brought on a bunch of special guests, and he was one of them. So that was pretty cool. It was at the Golden Record.
Oh, yeah, that used to be called 2720.
Yeah.
I did a Radiohead tribute show there, I guess, in 2017. I was in this big Radiohead tribute band with like 6 or 7 people.
Oh wow. What era of Radiohead are we talking here? All
Well, we
eras?
did we played all of OK Computer
Okay.
for its anniversary.
That feels ambitious.
No, it was good because the guy that was in charge of it, who would still be in charge of it if we did it again, he's still around. He's a very talented singer, and he's obsessed with specifically that record. And so he knew everybody's parts for everything, like he had written it. So going to practice, we could listen to it, and then he already knew how to communicate with everybody about their part and what they needed to recreate.
Oh, that's cool.
And
You okay?
me? Oh yeah.
Yeah, you. You just whimpered.
That's just what how I react to things.
Yes. I just want to make sure.
But
Just
what was
like
I
you
saying?
can't have
So-
you can't be a lone bass player. You
Yeah.
can't be a lone.
But then we
podcaster
did
without
like
a
45 minutes of additional hits, and we did a couple other Radiohead gigs like that. We did Delmar Hall one time, opening for a Neil Young tribute band.
host. That's cool. That sounds awesome.
I don't know, Neil Young for 2 hours. That was hard.
Yeah, but
that's
I mean-
a lot of Neil Young.
Get to
But
play
yeah,
Delmar
it was
Hall.
cool to have the lights and the sound and the everything. But that band, I served a lot of roles because I really helped get everything organized. We could practice at my house for free, and I played a little guitar, a little keyboard, and I had a MacBook I would run like samples and stuff
Okay,
off
yep.
of. So like I was filling in all the gaps. We had an additional keyboardist, an additional percussionist, a bassist, at least 2 or 3 guys playing guitar.
Yeah.
Drums, of course. It was really great, but also kind of before I did all of this video and stuff that I do now, and
yeah.
so I don't have record of a ton of it, which is a bummer.
That is a bummer.
But I had never really gotten into Radiohead until I did that, and I had just gotten this Eventide pedal for the first time.
With H9 or
The H9,
Yeah.
the other one wasn't out yet, and the and so I got really into reverb, and
Okay.
I started to appreciate Radiohead, and so it was a maturing.
Yeah.
For
I
me.
I like that anytime it's, I talk about your guitar playing often, and I'll talk about how Jake is always 2 things. He's always in key, and he's always got great fucking tone.
Well, thank
always.
you.
And you could have a pedal board with like 2 pedals on it, and it sounds insanely huge. And I have a pedal board with 9 dirt pedals, and it sounds like thin and poorly executed. I mean, like it's in the title. So, I've always marveled at that. It's good. I probably need to find more. I probably need to work with more time-based effects to thicken things up and get some slapback.
I don't know. When you have other guitars and there's so much noise happening in the room, and the room is a part of the sound, I don't find that stuff to be necessary. You use the reverb on your amp?
Only a little bit, but yeah, I do.
I mean, a little more of that would. I mean, there's a lot of the time. I had that big JHS board with the 2 different delays and the reverb and whatever, and I just found that, like, the reverb had a little bit of reverb and then a button for a lot more reverb, and between those two, I never really hurt for delay, because reverb, you get the space and you make it dramatic without having to worry about the clerical part of the tempo or the amount of feedback. Now, the analog delay thing,
what do you have?
Where you do the self-oscillating thing?
Yeah.
I do enjoy that a great deal. And I have that triple threat. It's in my trunk right now.
Right,
we were just, and that third band triple threat thing, that delay will do that.
Right. I had a carbon copy for a while that would do that.
That's the first time I discovered that.
Yeah, and that's a very Karma Police kind of.
He had one of those for that when we did that.
Yeah, it kind of does that really well. I don't use a whole lot of reverb or really anything other than I've got a phaser that I put on for just certain songs, and then I've got a Keeley.
But that's the thing too. That's also on that. It's a phaser and a delay and a distortion, and the phaser pre-gain, like you have yours, right?
I think it's post-gain now.
Is it? That's weird. It's very different. It's very different that way. Eddie Van Halen always had his pre-gain. Which does not make that right. It's just to think about the 2 different versions of the effect. David Gilmour is a post-gain phaser sound, whereas Eddie Van Halen is a pre-gain phaser sound. And what that means is if you put the phaser after the gain stage, like after your tube screamer and your big muff or whatever, that what happens is you're hearing the full spectrum of the phaser.
Right.
The phaser itself and its effect that it's creating is not being limited by the clipping of the distortion circuit at all.
Right.
If you put it pre-gain, or in Eddie Van Halen's case, before your power attenuated, totally dimed Marshall amp, then what you hear is a compressed version of that, but it's very musical.
Right. Yep. And I only use it lightly, and
that's the thing. What I think attracts me to this project specifically, like sonically, is there's a committed kind of territory. Mm-hmm. There's certain things that are going to sound completely out of left field and irrelevant to the rest of the source material that we've established so far. So it gives us a sonic lane to work in. You could call that a genre.
Yeah.
Right. But even on the effects on my Nord that I use to, change the keyboard sounds or whatever, certain effects that are associated with certain eras make a lot more sense than others.
Yeah.
Like a really grainy, jet flanger doesn't make any sense. That belongs in We Built This City on Rock and Roll.
I was going to say, there's not a lot where a flanger really kind of...
That's also not true. You could do some flanging, but not with us. It's not a part of our palette.
Some flanging.
That's the thing. You got to commit to a palette.
I had a flanger for one time, too, because I think Kurt Cobain had one at one point.
He had a choral flange.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, how do we get that? It was on Aneurysm, that tune, I think, right at the beginning on the live.
Correct.
Yeah, so... I forget if it was like Muddy Banks of the Wishka or whatever that was, but it that sound, and I was obsessed with it when I was 13 or whatever. But yeah, the other pedal I use is a Keeley hook reverb. It's got it's like a
reverb
spring.
And vibrato.
It's a spring. It's also got a trem function.
Okay, yeah.
But I don't use that. It's got trem, and then it's got florpus or whatever. That sounds completely insane. But the
that's like flanger on the reverb trail, I think. Yeah, I enjoy that kind of stuff. But again, I'm kind of committed to my Eventide stuff. Kind of covers all of that because I just pull it up. And
what's nice about that Keeley pedal is it's got a lot of it's got a clean boost as part of the, like, if you even put
Yeah,
the
some
level up-
reverbs will do that. That it has its own kind of preamp, so
Yeah.
you can boost or attenuate your signal to make up for how the reverb changes your perception of your own volume.
so I'll use that a lot on
The
leads.
Topanga by Catalan Bread does
Yeah.
that
Oh,
because
yeah.
they're emulating an actual spring reverb unit, which would have had a preamp, like
Right.
how an Echoplex had a preamp.
Right.
And that's a great feature, especially when you're running it in front of your amp like you're doing.
Yeah. And that's I use that on lead parts a lot, and I love that pedal.
Yeah, and I think reverb can very satisfyingly replace delay a lot because in the growth of electronic music and synthesis and whatnot, the guitar can sound like the guitar,
Yep.
and that's more okay than maybe it was 20 years ago because there's so many other sounds that are available for a composition that if you want guitar, you don't want it to get too crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, and to your point, like, we're playing a specific style of music that has kind of a
We call that power pop.
power pop.
Was that a part of your original vision when you said, you know what, I'm tired of bands breaking up and me not having something to do. I'm going to write my own thing and do my own record and blah, blah, blah. Was that the original genre you had in mind?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where does that come from?
Just kind of my love of the genre, I'd say. But the other part of it is just like I spent a long time in like my teenage and college years just kind of listening to depressing music, and I just wanted to do something that was exciting and people could dance to, and that's really kind
To
of
contribute something positive.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if it was all altruistic.
You don't want to
that
give
way.
yourself that much credit.
No, I don't even think it's modesty.
maybe you
I think it's
shouldn't.
just. I think it was just I just wanted it to be a fun time for everyone. I mean, I think that's really it. I mean, it's the most fun thing that I could be doing, and I want the audience to be able to match that excitement that I'm having on stage.
I think that's a part of it too. When I notice that the age of everything has to be the coolest, most enigmatic thing ever is coming to an end in a way that, like, if you're going to bother to leave the house to go see live music, it shouldn't be sad.
Yeah, I agree with that. And they're not to say that I don't love music that is
I
sad
love
or-
music that is sad. Especially when I'm sad, I have a
Yes.
whole playlist.
It's good. Yeah, it's good.
I call it Sometimes I Get Sad, and it's for that, and like that stuff is so well communicated in the medium of recorded music that, like, unless you're doing a long set and you take a moment for a recess into something more somber in a way that makes sense and that's a part of your genre already, give the people, if you're doing 45 minutes, lightning all the way through, give them the gold.
Yeah,
Burn the barn.
that's been kind of our MO through this whole thing, is just all killer, no filler whenever we're on stage.
Especially if you're playing under an hour.
Yeah.
I mean, rock it out, sister.
But,
Send
it's
it
funny
straight to
'cause
Sony.
It's funny, though, because, I went and saw Super Drag a couple weeks back with Colin in New York, and it was an amazing show, really cool. They're a band that one-hit wonder from the 90s, but, like,
Which hit was that?
it was called Sucked Out. It's very
How's that
good.
go?
Who sucked out the feeling?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's that a cappella part in the
Yeah.
bridge or what? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great song.
It's a good song, and it's a great record, and all the stuff they did after that was
But that's
was
not
better.
the guy that was in Nine Inch Nails.
No.
That was, hey man, nice shot.
Yeah, that was Filter.
Filter.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, I'm caught up.
Yeah. And they
Similar
were,
enough
and-
vocal style. I'm not crazy.
Yeah, I agree with that. And yeah, but Filter were more than a one-hit wonder. They had Hey Man, I Shot. They also had Take My Picture. Is that what that
That was
song's
him?
called? Oh yeah.
I thought
It's
it was
so
called
different.
Smack My Bitch Up.
No, that's Prodigy.
Oh. Those are different songs?
Yeah. No, Take My Picture. What? Maybe it's just called Picture. I don't know. It's like, would you take my picture?
Oh, that was
'Cause
them?
I won't remember.
Oh yeah, but then that guy's kind of an asshole because he totally got treated like shit, being like the grunt sideman for Nine Inch Nails. And so
Yeah.
then he did his own thing, and then he treated everybody like shit.
Yeah.
And then the one guy quit his band to go do the Hardee's commercials. The guy that does the voice in the Hardee's Carl's Jr. commercials played bass and Filter on the road for 2 years.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's in a documentary I watched called something.
We saw Ben Queller this summer at Off Broadway. Have you ever heard of Ben Queller? It doesn't matter.
I get him mixed up with Keller Williams.
Yeah, not Keller Williams. Ben Queller. But what was interesting is we were watching the band, and Colin and I were there, and he was like, "I'm pretty sure the bassist is Mick Lovin," and I was like, "No, there's no way that is Mick Lovin." I mean, granted, it looks like Mick Lovin. It looks like Mick Lovin maybe ate Mick Lovin, but he's much larger man now. But
it was McLovin,
it was Mick Lovin,
the actor.
the actor,
He's playing bass for who?
Ben Queller, on tour.
Well,
He's
that's good.
left-handed too. Interestingly enough, he's left-handed, plays bass upside down, an upside down bass with upside down strings.
Which
Which, by the way, I don't like very much. It kind of bothers me.
I'm into Doyle Bramall Jr.
Who's that?
He's mostly the son of a famous guy with a beautiful singing voice and a really cool pedal board.
Oh, nice.
But he's like a guitar player guy. But he plays, I want to say, like a left-handed 60 Strat upside down right-handed.
Mother.
Or something like that. Something like
You know who else does
unnecessary.
that? Joe Perry does that. And that pisses me because it's like they're trying to do the Hendrix thing or
But
whatever.
in their own orientation.
Yeah, but it's
I
like-
also don't think string instruments, if you're left, I think my daughter might be left-handed.
Nice.
It's coming. She often will reach with her left hand, and I'm not. My
When
baby.
does that take hold? When do you...
well,
when will you
it
know?
depends on what kind of school you go to.
That's right. If you go to a
And-
nunnery...
Yeah, if you go to the convent, they'll beat that right out of you. You won't have a left hand when they're done with you.
That's right.
I bet you're going to be right-handed now, the way
That's
God
right.
intended, because you
That's-
won't have a left hand, Julia.
Yeah.
And
No,
that's
there
not
will
that
be
that
no
should-
sinister women in
Listen,
my
can I
home.
say something? I'm not for that.
Okay.
And but I mean, dominance, starts off as a preference,
Yeah.
and then it really depends on how they develop their skills more naturally. But a stringed instrument like a violin or a guitar, I think if you're left-handed, you play the way everyone else plays, but it's advantageous because you have this added focus and dexterity on where you're actually fretting the notes.
Yeah.
My friend Za is left-handed, writes with her left hand, plays violin though, normal orientation.
Yeah, you don't have to justify that to me.
I don't know that I've ever seen a left-handed oriented violin. I'm sure someone's done it.
Yeah. Like, there's a lot of people that are like that. I think David Byrne's like that, left-handed person that plays guitar right-handed. And I think it would have been cool if I had done that in hindsight. But, when I wanted to learn guitar, my dad was like, you should learn right-handed. And I said, I'm going to give you 3 reasons why not. Number
What were
1,
those?
Kurt Cobain. Number 2, Jimi Hendrix. Number 3, Paul McCartney. Fight me. And
a good
then,
list.
and then
Barack Obama,
Barry.
John McCain,
John McCain, really?
left-handed.
Yeah,
I don't
did
think he
not-
played guitar.
I did not know
He's
that.
probably taken a picture with one once.
It's probably true. God bless you.
Did you order one of those Trump guitars?
Trump has a guitar.
Yeah. I don't think it comes in a left hand. That should be
Doesn't
your,
that just figure?
that should be your excuse.
Doesn't that just figure? The guy he's taken the equity out of guitar playing now, and the inclusion, really.
And they just do one guitar. It's just a Les Paul. So there's your diversity gone.
Wait, it's a Trump guitar that's a Les Paul.
It's like that's the shape of it, but it's like an import. It's not a Gibson Les Paul.
Oh.
But that's the style of guitar. Is a 2-knob, 2-humbucker, single cutaway, set neck, garbage.
LP
Do you
style?
remember Esteban?
Yes, I do. How could I forget?
I've had to walk Minnie and Esteban by at a used music store. People come crawling out of the trailer park with somebody's Esteban that they were going to give somebody for Christmas.
Fucking QVC.
And Esteban was a guy who, back when we had television, you would turn on the TV and it would already be running something.
Yes.
And it would like the people at the TV stations would decide what was going to be on the TV and you would pick channels. Okay. So it wasn't like on demand like how we do everything now. And what would happen is some channels would sell time to people that wanted to sell products and goods. And some of those people included a man named Esteban. Esteban allegedly was a world-class Spanish-style guitarist. And he was one of the first people to find a factory in the Far East, as they call it in England,
Yes.
and exploit their labor to import the shittiest playing, sounding, and feeling guitars known to man. This is easily 20, 30 years ago that he would have started this.
Jake, were they steel string guitars?
He did steel strings. It was like if you see like the cheapest Chinese made Fender Squier acoustic electric guitar, it's like that.
It just confused me because
and it was in the early days. Like now, Chinese guitars have gotten really great. You can play some Chinese guitars that look and sound and feel amazing.
yeah, my Epiphone is Chinese. It's awesome.
30 years ago, though, not the move.
No. Oh my!
I even really love guitars from this sweet spot where Korean guitars got really good, but nobody really knew yet.
Yeah.
So you could get like an amazing guitar that plays just like a master-built Japanese guitar, for example. I love Japanese guitars.
Yeah.
Lucius has my fucking Ibanez still.
Jesus,
I'm gonna get on that.
the like shredder guitar.
Yeah, my grandfather's
yeah.
Ibanez S Classic.
My
grandfather left me an Ibanez S Classic and a Glock 19. And I like to keep both of them close. You know what I'm saying?
I have a Japanese Strat 87.
I thought you were saying I have a Japanese Glock.
No. I have no guns.
You need in the neighborhood you live in now. You're the minority.
Yeah, not in my neighborhood.
Yes, I taught there for many years.
I mean, in the area.
You know what I'm missing tonight? A school district in the area is doing a parent gun safety class. I got an email about, and I meant to go. I'm thinking about getting to becoming a certified firearms instructor. It's a huge market.
Okay.
I
I want to just be there when the
We'll pick you up.
Well, I just want to be there when said students come and they see you in your fluorescent button down and Crocs.
Yeah, my flamingo button down and my floral Crocs.
Yeah, you could have a pretty successful YouTube.
Those are shooting muffs I wear in practice now because I don't like having to put the foamy things in my ears.
Yeah,
and those were my grandfather's too. Those earmuffs, yeah, for the range.
It's a look too. You were at one show at Platypus. You were wearing those with the shark, like wraparound sunglasses.
Oh, the macho. Those are official Macho Man Randy Savage. They say Macho Man TM on the side.
Yeah, that was the whole vibe.
Was that when Lil Nas X showed up?
That was when Lil Nas X showed up, and the best part about that video that you did was
which is on patreon.com/JacobV.
Yeah, Jake does these amazing videos when we play, and he's got all these angles, and there's one clip, we're playing a tune, and Jake is playing something on the keyboard, like it cuts to him, he's playing on the keyboard with one hand and just throwing back an NA beer.
Yeah.
Whilst
slamming it.
Playing, yeah, and it was
because that keyboard is monophonic, so it only does one note at a time. So I can't even use two hands. It won't play those notes. If I use both hands at the same time, it won't play those notes. So I might as well wet my whistle.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, it would be an abomination if you weren't utilizing every one of your.
I brought like 4 drinks up there with me, so I had to get to work. I had to clear those drinks.
Well, you also
I had a green Liquid Death. I'll drink $20 worth of green Liquid Death at Platypus when I play there.
You also made a call to the audience to grab your drinks
because I had gotten 2 fresh NA beers and I left them on the merch table.
Yeah, that's right.
Because I have to turn all these cameras on and shit. Joe is always at the place selling black spaghetti.
You had a lot. What?
Joe works at a pizza pasta place, and my favorite dish there is the black spaghetti, which is a squid ink. It's fresh, house pulled spaghetti noodles, and then the sauce includes squid ink, which gives a very mild ocean-like aroma and also makes everything black.
Okay. But
it's cooked and the sauce is totally safe to eat. It's not crazy. But apparently the only people that eat that are me and medical students from Asia. He said anytime there's a couple from the Far East, like we were talking about, they always order one of those, and then me. Everyone else gets pizza or salad. Sometimes they'll get the tortellini. They do a lovely tortellini at this place where you just get the hot tortellini with nothing on it in the bowl, and you get a kettle of hot bone broth.
Nice. Ooh, that
It's
sounds
very lovely. It's a very sophisticated menu.
when you're talking about so it tastes like spaghetti sauce, I guess.
yeah, it's a. They end up
with an ocean.
that dish also has like 28 unique ingredients. So it's a pain in the ass because that adds up. So like if I get that at Antonino's, it's just black spaghetti, and it's like a marinara sauce. I guess there is tomato in it, but it's the squid ink completely colors it all
Right.
black. Now there's at Katie's where Joe sells those. Has all sorts of seafood, scallops and shrimp and mussels and clams and
That sounds good. When you're talking about black marinara, it reminds me of my.
that'd be a
youth.
great band name.
Black Marinara is a good band name. There was a time when Heinz was selling green ketchup,
Oh yeah, that's a thing now, and purple.
purple, and I'm a big fan of ketchup. And it was like the glory days. I just
What?
like this is the best.
What is? Because I went through a huge period where I was just sick of ketchup and I thought it was stupid. But as a kid, it was one of the only options. But I even got way into mustard.
I like mustard too.
I mean, I like any kind of mustard. The weirder, the better. Spicier, the better. Fuck me up with the mustard. However, as a I've gotten back to a place where I really appreciate the ketchup. Something about I'm a big sauce person.
Yeah.
I really like a cold sauce on a hot, crispy thing, and they have to be added recently to me getting to that, so it doesn't compromise the texture of or temperature of
Yeah,
either.
I'm with you on that.
You know what I mean?
Cold ketchup on hot fries is real
Oh
good.
my
Yeah.
god! Or even room temperature ketchup
Yeah.
if it's not too hot
But
of
it
a
can't be
room.
hot ketchup.
I don't want ballpark temperature
Yeah,
ketchup.
I agree with
I don't
that.
want hot August night at Busch Stadium.
I agree
Neil
with that.
Diamond ketchup.
I agree with that. And what's interesting, when I moved to St. Louis, a lot of people are just anti-ketchup. I've noticed.
Well,
here.
so I was going to ask you about this. I don't know where this ketchup hate comes from, but it's the best-selling condiment of all time. It was also designed that way. I mean,
Right.
and there's problems. You know, I mean, I don't love corn syrup in the ketchup. I
Sure.
don't love that for us.
Right.
However, god damn it, it's good.
I like it a lot. I like a vinegar-based sort
Yeah.
of condiment. And
I'm also a huge barbecue sauce guy.
yeah, I like barbecue sauce.
I mean, really. I
I cannot
love-
stress this enough. How
I
much I like barbecue
cannot
sauce.
get through. I mean, my whole life, any kind of barbecue sauce, I prefer to a lot of other things.
barbecue sauce.
I mean, especially a good one. Where we played for that guy's birthday party,
Yeah.
right in front of that, like behind where High Point is,
Yep.
used to be a place called Richard's Ribs. And it was sort of a thinner, a little more red of a barbecue sauce.
Okay, yeah.
But that he made himself in house, like in small batches. And it was precious.
Nice.
Really nice.
R.I.P. Richard.
And no,
Little
I don't
Richards.
think he's dead. He could be, but he just retired and
Richard's
quit doing
Ribs.
that.
It's
He
just-
didn't do it until it killed him. Though it may
God
have
for that.
killed him, just in a more delayed sense. I don't know if he's dead or not. If you know, can we do a wellness check on Richard's Ribs? Just make sure he's good. He's probably in Florida golfing.
Yeah, he probably is. Yeah, he probably is. He got out of the rib game, got into golf, pretty heavy.
Did you ever listen to Chinese Democracy?
I never did, no.
It's worth going back and
is
checking
Buckethead
out.
on that?
Buckethead, there's some Buckethead for sure.
Ah, okay.
It was a real army of guitar players. Didn't it take like 11 years?
Well, that's why
Longer than that, I
That's where
think.
the title came from, I believe.
I think it came from, I think it took 15 years and $11 million.
Yeah, well, Axl is known for
But
his-
there's especially some moments on it that are really cool. Here's the thing. When you work in every single guitar store in town, you're going to meet people that unapologetically love stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So I went recently because I have to build up my Apple Music library because I've switched to Apple Music for when I'm in the car and stuff because of the lossless
have?
quality. And I get it for free with my phone plan
Okay, yeah.
anyway. And so I've just started using that in my own time instead of Spotify. I don't know how to tell what has lossless now on Spotify anyway,
Yeah.
but I prefer it, especially in the car. I can hear the difference. So I've been searching out stuff like something will come to mind or whatever, and I'll go seeking out stuff that's not in my library
Right.
yet, but that I know exists. And so just today with the baby, enjoying some GNR, and there's a lot of good on Chinese Democracy.
So, okay, interestingly, what you're saying is kind of giving me an idea. I've never listened to Chinese Democracy. I probably should now that we've had this conversation. But I feel like in our society today, we value a hot take. People want a hot take, Jake. That's what
My
they
hot
want.
take is go listen to this album
And
from
no, I
2008.
think you should go further. I think you should just, because not only do we like a hot take, we also like just absurdity these days. Like we want not just a hot take, we want an absurd take. I think you go Chinese Democracy, best GNR record. Fight me. I think you do it.
You there's an argument to be made, especially somebody my age who has an undying love, even by accident, of certain things that were popular leading up to 2008 when Chinese Democracy came out. There's certain moments that remind me of Nine Inch Nails, or remind me of Taking Back Sunday, or remind me of like bands that are not directly linked to Guns N' Roses, but you could tell there were people involved who had a more modern take on the genre and inserted aspects of themselves that made it onto the record. So Chinese Democracy sounds like Axl Rose doing a more contemporary thing in
Yeah.
a way that I thought was cool. Now, Chinese Democracy is almost 20 years old now because it's 2025 and neither of us were prepared for the future.
Right. I believe that only aids in your ability to have that hot take. Because now that people have had time to reflect on it, they've had time to, pull out all the good stuff and really hone in on all that. I think that should be your hot take. And if it's not, I might steal it and just start saying it, because you can say ridiculous things now that you don't even believe with complete impunity. Like nobody cares.
It's not even that big of a deal.
Yeah.
It's not even going to be the craziest thing those people see that day in person.
That's right.
And I'm absolutely with you. One of the things I've noticed that's absolutely always funny to me is unexpected specificity. And if you're shooting for communicating with unexpected specificity in any detail, that's why it's unexpected. Then you could plan for things that when they come together can, one, be completely honest, but two, absolutely absurd to say as a sentence. I do it with you all the time.
That is true.
Makes it really hard to think of an example.
Yes. And this is a silly example, but I like to take things that have been shortened as a brand and elongate them. So the snack food combos?
Yeah, absolutely.
I prefer to call them combinations.
Combinations. Yeah, that's like if you make up a full name for something. Like if you say Cardi B's full name is Cardigan Backyardigan.
That one really got me. That took me by surprise there.
Well, that's the thing. You had no idea where that sentence was going to go.
I didn't.
At no word did you know what the next one was going to be.
No.
But that's a meme I saw years ago that Cardi B's full name is Cardigan Backyardigan. See, that's unexpected. And but also what you're talking about, that's probably called something because it's like onomatopoeia is a word to represent a sound, right? So there's got to be a name for that function of what we're talking about. There's got to be it's not worth looking up because I don't even know what I'm trying to say.
You know what I like too? I want to make sure I'm right in what I'm saying. Is it a portmanteau? What is a portmanteau?
A portamento? Portman? Natalie?
Oh no, I'm thinking of the wrong word. What's the word? Damn it. I'll think of it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh no, I'm right. It's a portmanteau is it's a word that is formed by blending two words. such as brunch,
Oh,
breakfast
yeah.
and lunch, or smog,
Yeah.
smoke and fog. I like that. Stratocaster, Telecaster,
But what
porta potty.
porta potty's a great one. People love that.
Yeah, I get a kick
People,
out of those things.
nobody likes having to use a porta potty.
No, good God, no.
I mean, I like the trailers where it's kind of like a actual bathroom in a trailer that they pull out. That's a much more expensive prospect, I guess.
That's right. You don't get as much good graffiti in those like star trailers.
As a young man, Tower Grove Park had porta potties around all the time. And so there were times I'd be driving around drinking Diet Coke, playing Pokemon Go, and I'd just go pee in a porta potty that had been
As
in
you
the
do.
same place for way too long. I don't
Right,
know if they
correct.
were swapping them.
Yeah, the
but
little
this one
check
was
mark
heavily
stopped
decorated.
2 years ago on the little care sheet on the inside.
Yeah, there was no like proof of inspection
Right.
or there was none of that going on. I mean,
hand
it's
sanitizer
You
was
know, I
long
was just
gone.
grateful though. Anytime I pulled up and there wasn't somebody in it.
Right. Yeah.
We talked about this last week. Would you rather fight a dragon or a guy who thought he was a dragon? You're not a fighter.
I'm not much of a fighter.
I don't. It's not even that I don't think you could. I just don't think you really want to.
There's not a lot of reasons that would get me to engage
It's a rare opportunity.
in fisticuffs. But if this dragon or man dragon had incited me to the point of coming to blows, I think I'd want to fight a dragon, because here's the thing: if I lost to the guy who thought he was a dragon, I'd have to wear that one for the rest of my life. You know,
If
what I
he
mean?
let you live
That's sure, but I mean, but then I'd be remembered for dying.
to a guy that
To a
thought
guy
he was,
that thought he was
that's
a
the
dragon.
thing. There's this.
Now, if
so-
I got
so
killed
what we're
by
talking
a
about
dragon,
here-
that's a legendary story.
there's a built-in nobility to being murdered by a mythical beast.
Now, I don't know what it says about me that I have already assumed that I would lose this fight.
That's the thing.
I
believe in you, Matt. I
But-
think you could kill a dragon.
But so I could kill a dragon, and I don't think I would face charges. But if I
Yeah.
killed a man who thought he was a dragon, I think I'm going to find myself in court.
Not in this
So-
state, I don't think. I think they'd probably on the low be grateful, and they'd be like, "Listen, we're gonna
They'd
hit,
be grateful.
we're gonna hit you with
I
a
get-
weapons
yeah.
charge because that was Jake's grandfather's gun, and you don't have a receipt."
Right.
But
Yeah. In fact, here's a Medal of Honor.
yeah,
For you.
But actually, yeah, we have a social worker here who wants to buy you dinner. She heard you like Outback Steakhouse.
Yeah. That's a nice steak dinner for the
Yeah.
service you have done
Outback
for the
Steakhouse
community.
is really fun if you're going because somebody gave you a gift card.
That's right. It's a thoughtful gift.
It's a thoughtful gift. You get the bloomin' onion.
Bloomin'
you get
onion.
a giant Diet Pepsi, probably. It's probably Pepsi.
Was it your show when you guys were talking about the amount of calories in a bloomin' onion?
Probably not.
I heard it somewhere, and it was I remember it being mind bending. And I
kind of a
believe-
lot for an onion.
Yeah, it was a lot for an onion. That's right. Kind of a lot for an onion. The new album by Blinded by
The
Stereo.
new album by Blinded by Stereo, Ask a
the-
Punk, is coming out Friday. So the single by Blinded by Stereo, Ask a Punk, is already out.
Oh yeah.
You can. I've been sending it to people on YouTube because that's this thing that the search engine likes the most, apparently.
Yeah.
So that's fine. It's also on all of your streaming platforms. I saved it on Apple Music because it sounds really good in the car.
Yeah.
And you can write that down. Not a sponsor, though. I guess technically, no. I'm paying Verizon money.
That's right.
So
Well, I'm paying Apple Music money.
directly?
Directly.
No. See, that's how they get you.
I know.
Now they know everything you buy at Whole Foods.
They've been getting me for a long time.
You ever go to Whole Foods?
Not often.
Not often.
No.
I like it there.
It's nice there. The problem is that they've got all the same things that you want at Schnucks, but they're all brands you don't know or recognize. And so
Yeah, that is a confusing aspect.
yeah, so I just go there and I'm like, I don't know if this is any good, and I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
So I just go back to Schnucks.
Yeah, I have a real nuanced relationship with Schnucks.
Where's the nuance?
I had half of it. It was in there for days. It was 2 days. I'll go get you some more. You want me to get you some? I didn't know that they were correlated. I'm having a conversation. Though.
You rat bastard.
I got to DoorDash some Ben and Jerry's.
Yeah, you're goddamn right you do.
I didn't know.
You
I didn't
fucked
know. So where were we?
I don't know. We were talking about the record. We were talking about
Askapunk.
Askapunk.
The whole EP's out Friday. Hidden Tracks came out this week.
Yeah, yesterday.
The single Askapunk has been out for a couple weeks.
Yep.
Do your thing on it. And if you want to be the first person to be able to buy the vinyl EP 10-inch in person, you can come see us Friday night, the Blueberry Hill Duck Room here in St. Louis. We're playing with Andrew Ryan.
Correct. Oh, yeah. He's opening up the show.
And Synthetic Sun, who
Synthetic
I
Sun.
love.
Yeah, they're a great band.
I mean, that's going to be so good.
Yeah.
And of course, we're going to do all the songs from the new EP and then the favorites from our last LP, both of which are going to be for sale on Bandcamp.
Correct. Yep.
Still, and I think we should do the shirts on Bandcamp.
We should do the shirts on Bandcamp. We just got a new batch
I figured
of
out how to
shirts.
do it with no antics to sell the shirts on Bandcamp and just to make them available.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In that way.
Yeah, we should do that. I meant to do that on the last run of shirts.
Because you
but
could just tell them, it'll take 2 weeks to ship and it never takes that long, but just to build in the cushion so you're not like sweating over T-shirt orders every night or something. But
yeah,
it's just nice, especially for
we could be so lucky, really. If I was,
that's the thing.
Yeah, if I was spending a significant amount of my
time packing
evening
and shipping,
packing and shipping T-shirts for our band, I think I would have to resign myself to the fact that that's a pretty good thing for us.
Yeah.
But yeah, the record and the shirts will be on the Bandcamp. That's a good idea. And we have tapes on the Bandcamp already. I've actually shipped out a lot of them, which is interesting. Like 10 or 11 of them, which by our standards is pretty.
No, that's good.
So it's fun. I was trying to sneak something weird in there. So I was putting.
You just find something around the house.
So my grandmother would send me these really random. She would send me a card. And on the cover of the card would be like an eagle for some reason.
Beautiful.
And so I would then get a Sharpie and try and you'd be smoking a cig and have a pair of shades or whatever and, be saying the word rock or something. And then I would, sneak that in there so that the person who got that got a little goodie.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
What a great
And I'd say
tradition.
thanks.
Blendedbystereo.bandcamp.com. You can have that exact experience.
You sure can.
In as short as 7 to 10 business days, maybe quicker. It really, people don't want to work anymore.
Yeah. The capacity of the room, I know this podcast has a lot of reach, and I just want to make sure that we're
We just got
about
totally blew up in Brazil.
We did, yeah.
Did I tell you about this?
No.
The audio version of the show, which is available on all your podcast platforms, just got like 500 new downloads in Brazil.
Ooh, nice.
Which is that's a noticeable spike for me. 500 downloads.
Yeah.
In a short period of time, especially in one place like that. Also, some going on in India. I haven't hired anybody to do any of that, so it's not me. I'm not above it, but I just haven't.
Rock and roll needs.
I figure let me stay grassroots, and then I can always have that defense that it's grassroots.
Yeah, I'm just trying to say the name of the
so
band.
What?
More
That 1,400 people just watched my clip about what was the?
There was one about an alien.
It may not have been the alien, but here's the problem, folks. Let's talk. You want to talk about because you're an executor of the show, being a patron.
I'm a patron. Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a certain follow-up here. Analytics. Here we go.
Man looks at statistics on phone.
Here we go. This is that'll be the caption. 1,300 people just watched the entire clip of me talking about is it disingenuous for a jogging boutique to have a rainbow political sign in their doorway, and only like a third of those people are subscribed to the channel.
I want to know what their problem is. Like, they're watching the clips.
Why don't they hit the button?
They're getting the milk.
I hit the button all the time.
They're
I'm
getting the
ratioed
milk
AF.
for free. I
It's
think they
free
should
to
buy the
you.
cow.
And you'll get a notification.
There are thousands of hours of bonus materials on the Patreon as well.
I hadn't even thought about that, Matt. That's such a great point. And I've been making older posts, this and that, here and there, moving some of them to the free tier because that avenue of Patreon has opened up a little bit more. So a couple of choice things are free on the free tier. I don't love all of that. You can also buy artifacts there if you want to buy an individual thing. There are certain posts that are available that way that are a lot of fun. No pressure there. We've totally hit our hour.
Well, before we go, I just one thing I just want to say, just to plug the show a little bit more. And
yes, please. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, I always have a good time hanging with you, Jake, and the conversation tends to go in all directions, which is what I like about it. But
did you see Lenny Kravitz the other day?
I didn't see him. No.
Did Colin see Lenny Kravitz? Yeah. Did you watch Lenny Kravitz?
Yeah, he did.
What did he say about it?
I think he said it was good. The guys from my work really liked it. Like they were real into it. I wanted to go. I was exhausted.
He deserves that because he really felt like he got left out on a limb. Like artistically or whatever. I don't really know what he means by that. But he lives in France. He doesn't feel at home in America. But I think he's from America.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain he is.
I wish he'd put a shirt on him. He's 54.
He's got that RFK bod.
He's a mostly raw vegan.
I know. The only reason why I said anything about RFK is because I was listening to your episod from last week and you guys were talking about his,
I always check in with RFK. I have a special place in my heart for RFK. He's been very popular on a couple of...
You gave me a look like, what the fuck are you doing?
When?
Just now. It was great.
Oh, well, I didn't... It was one of those unexpected moments like we talked about.
Yes.
That... I have to, I keep tabs on him. He's really upset right now about the Tylenol thing, so he's going through a lot with that. I need to check on him. But I mean, the
circumcision thing.
They could work on some of the messaging. They could work on some of the jumping to some conclusions, and maybe in an extreme way. Every changes in medicine should be gradual.
I agree. Well,
we don't want to shock to anybody's system.
Yeah. The circumcision news was,
and I base that solely on
particularly shocking to me. I just was like, I just don't know how they made the correlation.
The no, I didn't consent as an infant to undergoing that operation. However, I definitely prefer it that way. Sometimes, the internet is a disgusting place. So sometimes you'll be, cruising the internet, completely innocent, and then an uncircumcised penis will arrive nearby your purview. And I find it disturbing.
We may have got off the rails here. And it's my fault.
We're over an hour in, so we're protected from anybody knowing that we ever talked about this.
Okay, good. I just feel weird about trying to bring it back to the band now.
No. Let's put a buffer in there somewhere.
Yeah, we should probably talk about something.
If you've ever felt like you had room in your heart and your home for a rescue kitten or a whole litter of rescue kittens, please find us at caddyshackil.org. That's Caddyshack of Hamel, Illinois. Save a life or 9. I'm here with Matt Riddle from Blended by Stereo. We're talking about our album release show Friday, dropping a 10-inch extended play record. Yes. And it's coming out, and we're going to be playing the whole thing at the Blueberry Hill Duck Room, where I once saw Chuck Berry as a young boy. I was a young boy. He was 84 at the time. I was maybe 19. But so, Matt, what were you saying?
I was just what's cool about on Friday, and I hope that the folks on this podcast are feeling that they want to come and check it out. But what's cool about the show on Friday is that the band is in such a great place. I think we've been together for several years. There have been ups and downs as there are with any band. But we're just in a really great spot. Like we were talking about what you bring to the band, what Colin has brought to the band. Obviously, Tyler, the bass player, is a he is an incredibly animated dude and brings so much to the live experience, and it's just so much fun. He's just one of my favorite people. And then we added Laura about a year ago to the band.
Has it been that long already?
Yeah, behind the kit, and she's an excellent drummer, but just a really cool person to hang with.
Yeah,
and just,
an easy fit as it goes personality wise.
Yeah,
for sure, really great.
And it's funny because she knows everybody. So you'll show up at the gig, and then all of a sudden, I'll be like, "Oh, hey, I'm Matt." They're like, "Oh, yeah, I know Laura." Like everybody just kind of knows her. She's got a bunch of connections, and is just kind of somebody that.
Yeah, she goes to a lot of shows too.
Yeah, she's really visible in the scene. Just somebody who is just a wonderful human being. So we're in a great place. We're having tons of fun when you see us play. It's like all that stuff is genuine. We're just having a great time, and so I'm really thrilled with where we are, and I'm excited to celebrate the culmination of a few years hard work on this record, and on to the next one after that.
Yeah. Who mastered it?
It was mastered by a guy named TJ Lipple. That Colin knows him or has used him for many years. He did an awesome job, though.
Yeah, I love how it turned out. I didn't know if
Ben,
that whole thing. Briefly, one thing
Ben mixed it. Ben from Native.
Yeah,
mixed
of course,
he killed it.
Absolutely, Emmy Award winning Ben from Native, and
you gotta use that for everything that's worth.
and the thing I really love is kind of per you insisting, we kind of go through the whole thing in a very professional process. Like we indulge in tracking everything in an actual studio and not just down here at my house, which is how I do a lot of stuff. And sending it all the way through the process to be pressed onto vinyl. The first record took a long time to do that because of the supply chain at the time was the big issue. And, but this one was much...
It was quicker, yeah.
It was much quicker.
Yeah.
Not quick objectively.
No.
Necessarily.
But just the pressing didn't take very long, yeah.
Turned out lovely, turned out really nice. But what is part of it for you is seeing these things all the way through in a very measurable sense like we do, and investing the time and resources into it that way. Is it part of what you feel like you were missing out on when bands would fall apart halfway through the process before?
Yes. I just, I think part of it is that if I had been in this band when I was 20, I would be like, we need to go for it.
Yeah,
like
I do all the things.
Yeah, we got to get on tour.
Ed Sullivan, who would it have been then?
Ed Sullivan, probably. No.
When you were 20, who was on? We had Letterman. God, I used to love the bands on Letterman.
Yeah.
When I was
and
a kid.
Conan usually had great bands too.
Yeah, and that's why I got into Conan, because Conan had the White Stripes on several times throughout their career.
And he's a guitar player too, so
yeah, and they're friends and stuff.
Yeah.
Now and then, I loved his documentary that he did when he couldn't be on TV.
Yeah.
After leaving the Tonight Show.
Yeah.
And then he was on tour with his band or whatever. The documentary is great. I think it's free on YouTube now.
Yeah.
And
but yeah, if we were turning back the timetables or whatever, and
to plug in all of the elements of this band at a time where we were all similar enough and young enough in space that we could
just
do that whole thing.
Go for it.
Especially if we could do it kind of like then, like not right now.
Right.
I would hate.
Yeah.
And not even just me at my age. Even if I was 20 right now, I would hate to have to try to put an independent rock band on the road for any amount of dates.
The music business has changed a lot. Like, it was changing when I was 20, but now it's completely different. But
that's part of something I've been doing, too, with my Apple Music library, seeking out things I used to have on physical media like that from the time before. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
But there was a path to make money back then, I feel like. And I think there is now, but like you can't just be a musician. You also have to be a content creator and a curator of visual arts and all this stuff. Like everything's kind of got to be rocking, and you don't get the label backing or the, any of those resources that used to come with a record deal.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know.
And just the funnel was tighter. Like so much music gets released every day now.
Yeah.
That it's just so different.
But that's a blessing and a curse. I was thinking about
prefer it. I think it's better.
Yeah, well, I was thinking about, because we've released these singles, and we're trying to get them placed on playlists and trying to get the stuff heard. And I was kind of like, man, it kind of sucks that we got to like do our own promo. But when I actually take a more objective look at it, it's like we're living in a time where we can do that. Like 20 years ago, I couldn't put it in the hands of a guy in Brazil or a guy in Zimbabwe.
We wouldn't even try to.
You couldn't. It was inconceivable.
Yeah.
So now not only can you do it, but there are services that exist that can help you get there.
Yeah.
And so that was that's kind of cool. And so we're doing a little bit of promo and just trying to get people to take notice. But the reason why I want the thing to sound as close as we can to something that is like legitimately like done in with a label backing is just I want to get it as close as we can to that quality, and like we would have gone for it 20 years ago. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for, and I want to get to the point where we can play some out of town gigs and kind of have some a kind of a circuit that we're playing. But we're all got jobs or kids or whatever else is going on, and so we're just we'll make it as close as we can, and I'll be very good with that.
Yeah, I mean, I really prefer the weekending kind of thing, like a couple out of towns on a weekend.
Yeah,
is a lot of fun.
Yeah, it sure is.
You rope in like the travel or whatever, but I spend way too much money on the road playing music, because I'm like, well, I'm not gonna fucking sleep in the car. You know what I mean? I'm gonna.
Yeah, I think that's another thing, like sleeping on the floor.
But it's fun. I mean, it's like we would do it if we were playing golf.
Yeah, that's right.
If we said, guys, do you want to go to Ohio and play golf? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we wouldn't sleep in the van playing golf.
True. That's true. And it's the thing I love the most. Amen. It's the thing I love the most. So it's like it's worth investing in, and it's worth putting in the money to have the experience.
Well, and I think part of what makes the internet a positive thing in this respect is it makes publishing creative output, or publishing your art form, whatever it is, in a more free way.
Yeah.
The problem is, you're not guaranteed to make any money.
No.
But the funnels used to be so tight. It was like the musical guest, even on Conan, did one song.
Right.
And it's an hour-long show in the middle of the night, full of commercials, and you get like one, maybe two songs if you're lucky.
And some of those bands never were heard from again, I mean,
some of them, yeah. I mean, some of them manage blogs about guitars now.
Which can also be lucrative these days.
Not in this case, though.
No. But I mean, like the economy, the entertainment economy has changed quite a bit, right? Because it's been put back into the hands of the creators. You can be YouTube famous. It's not inconceivable. But the quality of the material has kind of, I don't know, taken a hit, right? From a production value.
There's a lot of dog shit out there.
There's a lot.
But not on Ask a Punk from Blinded by Stereo, coming out Friday. Blueberry Hill Duck Room. At least the audio version of this will go out tonight. So get at them. How much is the record going to be? Do we know?
I think it's been $20.
$20. Beautiful. In this economy, I mean, you don't get
and it's
it like
not
that.
That's the other thing. Like, we're taking it to the nth degree. So it's a nice package. It looks great. It's splatter vinyl.
It sounds beautiful.
Yeah.
And if you still have, your vinyl thing set up, your turntable set up from when you bought all that vinyl.
Your vinyl thing, yeah.
This is a great little thing to add to your collection. You're supporting local everything, and it's Emmy Award winning. Blinded by Stereo. See, you put punctuation in there. That's anywhere. Right. You can put punctuation anywhere. Yeah. That's like anyway, it's getting late. We gotta go.
Man. Hey, thanks for having me.
No,
appreciate
please. And come see us Friday. I can't wait. JacobV.com. The flyer is on JacobV.com. It's also on my link tree right now. I'm really plugging the flyer.
I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Drew Zimmer playing drums on Ask a Punk.
That's true. How do we know him?
He's one of my best friends. I was in a band with him. I was the bass player in a band with him in California.
Great.
And, Yeah, he.
Where in
he,
California?
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles.
Yeah. Yes. But yeah, he did a great job and stepped in and really crushed it. So it's
Sounds beautiful.
sounds wonderful, and we'd love to see
It's
it on
no
Friday.
Chinese democracy,
No, it's not.
but it'll do.
It will do. Hot take.
You got to go check out Chinese Democracy, not a sponsor. Wouldn't that be weird if they started sponsoring podcasts for an album from 2008?
I wish nothing more for you, Jake.
Yeah. We'll see you next week.